You decided to change something. Go to bed earlier, stop snapping at people, exercise, eat the way you meant to. And for a while, it worked. 2 weeks, maybe 3, you could feel the difference. Then a bad week, a few bad nights, something that ate at your attention for days. You missed once, then twice. Then the routine fell apart. And the thing that used to be easy started to feel hard. Harder than it had any right to feel. You told yourself you'd get back to it. And you couldn't figure out why you couldn't just do it again. You did it before. The story you've been told about this is simple. You lost discipline. You stopped wanting it enough. Try harder. But that story has always been backwards. Discipline isn't a thing you have or don't have. It's an operation. And operations run on resources. A bad week spent the resources. The discipline didn't leave because you got weak. It left because what was funding it got used up. Your nervous system is a learning system. It strengthens whatever it practices, and it lets go of whatever it doesn't. Every single thing you do is a rep, on purpose or not. There is no neutral. There is no holding still. Every second, you're casting a vote for what gets easier tomorrow. The walk you take is a vote. The scroll that feels like nothing is also a vote. But it's a vote that makes the next walk cost even more. The patient breath is a vote. The snap is a vote. The shallow, braced breathing you might be doing right now without noticing, that's a vote too. And the circuits that produce it are getting cheaper to run every minute they fire unchallenged. You are always training something. The only question is what. When you do nothing, you're not abstaining. You're training the cheapest thing. Whatever the system reaches for when nothing else is funded. That's what a default is. It isn't the absence of training. It's the result of it. So when you snapped, you didn't fail. You ran the thing you'd been practicing. And here's why just try harder in the moment doesn't work. The hard moment is exactly when you have the least to give. The part of you that holds the impulse, that keeps the goal vivid enough to win, that's the most expensive thing your brain does. And it's the first thing to go dark when you're tired, stressed, or stretched thin. Demanding it from an empty system isn't discipline. It's setting up the failure and the shame that follows. You're not lazy. You're well trained at something you've never chosen to train. The person who tried to meditate for 20 minutes and quit after 3 days didn't lack willpower. The dose was wrong. Too much, too fast, for what the system had that week. The failure meant the dose was wrong. It didn't mean the practice was wrong. Here's the good news hiding inside all of this. If the default is trained, the default can be retrained. Your body isn't broken, it's adapted. And adaptation runs both ways. You don't beat the old pattern with force in the moment. You outvote it over time. Not heroic votes, small ones, the kind your system can actually afford. Cast again and again until the new thing becomes the cheaper thing. Because that's all a habit really is, an operation you've made cheap enough to win. And you don't need the rep to feel rewarding. That's the trap. Waiting for the walk to feel worth it before it counts. The walk that felt like nothing still moved the odds. The vote counts, even when it doesn't feel like anything. So stop grading yourself on the discipline you could summon in the hardest moment. That's the wrong scoreboard. Start noticing the votes you're casting in the ordinary seconds, because those are the ones building the system that shows up when things get hard. One honest thing, because it matters. This is easier for some people than others. If you've got steady sleep and a little margin, you can change the votes. If you're under real load, no rest, no safety, no slack, the votes are harder to redirect, because the system is spending everything just to get through the day. That's not a character difference. It's a resource difference. Wherever you are, the training is running, but how freely you can steer it depends on how the conditions have left you. Here's the thing about everything I just said. It's happening right now. Watching this is a rep. The attention you're paying is a vote. The question was never whether you're disciplined. It's what you've been rehearsing every day without noticing. You're training every second. You always have been. The only thing you get to choose is what.